Okay, so I just finished filming my flawless foundation routine, which I will link down below. But I also wanted to make sure that I did a couple product reviews for you because a couple weeks ago I did a collective haul. I had gotten a few things from Ulta and drugstores and ordering online, and I've been testing out some of those products and things that I got, and I want to let you know what I think because I love hauls. But one thing that I will say is that I don't think that there are enough YouTubers out there that once they do their hauls and they get these products that they really go back and let you know what they think, which I wanted to do because I want to let you know whether or not you should run out and get these or whether or not they're a total pass. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So one of the first things that I talked about was the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. I have really been liking this. I've been using this. I will say that there is another one out there that's specifically for oily skin, which I haven't tried yet, which I think might work a little bit better on me. As far as primers go, I think this one is really great and I really do like it. I did recently just find another one that I'm in love with that I will talk about in a future video. But yeah, overall, I think that this is a really great primer. But like I said, I have one that I like better. So if you have more combination skin or normal skin, I would definitely recommend this though. But if you have more oily skin, I have a better recommendation for you that I'll be letting you know about in a future video. Next product that I'm going to be talking about is the Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. It's a 24-hour foundation. It's a demi-matte finish, air light and oil-free. I have been absolutely loving this foundation. This I actually did use in my foundation routine, and I swear to God, this is one of the best foundations I've ever used, and that includes like top brand, different like things you can buy at Sephora, things you can buy at Ulta, things you can buy at Nordstrom's or Macy's, and this is a drugstore, and this is by far one of my favorite. This seriously lasts on me all day long. I do use a couple other products with it to ensure that it does last all day, but if you are looking for a foundation and you are combination to oily and you don't want to spend a ton of money, this is what you need to get. Amazeballs. I also talked about the NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade. I've used this a couple times. Peter, is that you? Peter? Here's where my husband. I've used this a couple times and I like it. I will say you probably need to practice with it a little bit so you don't use too much because you can definitely get kind of like cakey chunky. So my one recommendation with that is that you a little goes a long way and don't use too much at the very beginning. You can always add more, but if you put too much on, you have to start from scratch, which could ruin your foundation if you've already done your foundation. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to be talking about are my lip products that I recently got. I had mentioned a few lip products that I got, and I got 2 Revlon and 1 NYX, so again, drugstore. The first one I had kind of talked about in my haul because I had already used. It was one of the Revlon Color Burst Matte Balms. I've used these before and I really like this one, and I really like this color. This color is in Sultry, the 225. So yeah, I really liked this one, but I kind of knew that I was going to like it. The next one that I got was from Revlon was the Revlon Color Stay Moisture Stain. I will say this is very pigmented. I'll do a swatch for you real quick. So as you can see, it is very pigmented, but when you are putting it on your lips, I will say that you kind of have to do 2 coats with this. The first coat looks kind of patchy. It does eventually end up drying to kind of like a semi-matte finish, but not too drying. But you definitely have to put on more than 1 coat when you're first doing it, which is surprising considering how pigmented it is. But overall, I really do like this lip stain, and I would recommend it. The next product I got, or the next lip product I got, was the NYX Chic Red Lipstick. I wore this in my skincare routine video, and I really love this color. It's kind of a red with like a hint of pink in it, which I had been looking for a color like this, and I really do like it, but because it's just a normal, like everyday lipstick, there aren't really any like lasting qualities about it. It's, you know, just a normal lipstick, so it's something that you would have to apply a few times a day. So if you're okay with that, I definitely recommend this because I love this color. The next product that I had gotten was the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I am in light neutral. I really do like this concealer. One thing that I will say was I got this concealer based off of another YouTuber's recommendation, and I currently use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. And I got this because I use MAC Pro Longwear for underneath my eyes and for priming my lids, as well as if I'm just doing any other kind of concealing. But I did notice that this had a tendency to crease under my eyes a little bit more than I liked. So I like this, but I'm still going back to my MAC Pro Longwear. So I wouldn't totally discard this. I think this is good. The product is very creamy. It does last a very long time. It is very lightweight. The doe foot applicator is really nice. It's got kind of like a bend to it, if you can see that. So I really do like it, but what I was looking to use it for, which would have been concealing my under eyes, I'm not a super big fan of because I did notice that it creased a lot. Next, I'm going to be talking about some foundations that I got. One of them was the Revlon Color Stay for Combination Oily Skin, the 24-hour foundation. And like I had said in my haul, I have used this before, but I had the normal to oily, which I think I might have bought it in the winter when my skin had gotten dry, so I wasn't as oily, but this is definitely a better product for me. I really do like it. I still prefer the L'Oreal Infallible, but I really do like this. It does last a very long time. And next I got the Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush Effect makeup. I was super excited to get this and to try this because I had heard that this was kind of a dupe for the Makeup Forever HD foundation, so I was really excited to try this. I did really like it. Again, I would probably still go back to the Infallible, but I really did like this. I did think that this lasted a really long time as well. Next, I got the Physicians Formula Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls in Light Bronze Pearl. So this is what the package looks like. I got this as a highlighter, and I really do like the color of it. Oh, it keeps falling my face. So if you can see that, I liked it a lot. I will say that it comes off a lot more when I use my finger. So when I first tried this out and swatched it, I was super excited. But I don't know if it's because of the texture being like pearl like bumps, but it doesn't pick up very well on the brush that I use for my highlighter. So that's really my only complaint, but I really do like the color. It lasts a really long time, and I think it's really pretty. It's got a nice like shimmer to it, but it doesn't have glitter in it, which I appreciate. I don't like glitter in my highlighters. The next product I'm going to be reviewing is the Wet n Wild, the Fergie highlighter. It's the Center Stage collection, and this is in the Rose Champagne Gold. I have been using this a ton for highlighting lately. Again, this wasn't super expensive. I'm not a big Wet n Wild fan, but they really did a good job with the Fergie collection. Like I said, I've been using this for highlighter, and I love it. It's just so pretty. It comes off really well. It doesn't have like glitter or anything in that. So when you see these two next to each other, this lighter one here, this peachy one, is the Fergie one, and this darker one is the Physicians Formula. So for a highlighter, I like the Fergie one a little bit better. That's kind of the color that I go towards when I'm highlighting. So yeah, I prefer that one. I think this was like $8, so really good price, and they did a really good job. So I would definitely recommend this. Next, I talked about some of my Morphe shadows that I had gotten, and I think I'd actually gotten a few more since, but I loved them all, was basically you know, how I can sum that up. They're great. They're $2 a piece. They are a great bang for your buck. I would just recommend getting them. The next thing that I talked about is also in here. This is my Anastasia of Beverly Hills banana powder from her contour palette. This is just a refill that I got, and I love this. This is what I do use to set my under eye concealer and any of my other contouring and things like that, and yeah, I love it. I haven't done a whole lot of, I haven't gotten a whole lot of other setting powders, so I like it, but I don't have a ton of others to compare to. So if you have recommendations or ones that you like, definitely let me know in the comments down below. Okay, before I move on to brushes, I'm going to talk about a product that I absolutely hated. I am actually going to be returning this today. And this was the Milani Fierce Foil Eye Shine in number 3 Florence. And when I had put this on my haul, I had also talked about that I wasn't sure I was gonna like it because it's creamy. Oops, dropped that everywhere. It does have a really good color payoff, as you can see, but it is just like, oh my god, you can even see it. There's like oil coming up. There's like, do you see those little droplets right there? That's oil coming up from it. So yeah, super oily. So especially if you have oily lids, I have fairly normal ones, but I'm just not a fan of this. This was not very well formulated. The lighter colors, like the rose gold and the lighter champagne colors, just, they have chunks of glitter in them, and I'm not a fan. It doesn't go on smoothly. You can't use a brush with it, so you have to use your fingers, but when you use your fingers, it just doesn't go on smoothly. It's gross. Stay away from this at all costs. I am returning this today. Actually, before I move on to brushes, I also did get the L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes. I really like this mascara. My one complaint, I will say this is really good for your lower lashes because the brushes on it are so tiny that it just really gets in and separates and does a really good job. It's not good for, the weird thing is it's not good for like building volume. It's really good at separating and making it look like you have, it just distinguishes all of your lashes, but it doesn't really make them bigger. So I like this. I will also say that it kind of, because of how pointy the little brushes are, that when I got close down to my lash line and I wiggled, it kind of like scratched my, it's not really my lid, but it scratched my eye when I got closer to my lash line. So that's my only complaint. Otherwise, I like it. And the last few products I'm going to talk about are actually makeup brushes. So I did get quite a few Morphe brushes from my last haul, and I love them. Okay, so the first one is, let's see, I'll do eyes first. So this is the Morphe S11. So this is just a kind of big, fluffy shader brush. I haven't used this a ton yet, but I love the Morphe brushes. I just love the way that they feel. So this would be perfect for putting like all over color on your lid to disperse a lot of color over a large space. The next one that I got was the Morphe M508, which is this small smudger brush, and I love this for smudging out my lower lash line. So I do this a lot when I, like if I'm taking the darker color that's on my crease and just bringing it down underneath my lash line. I just love this. It's so small and cute, and it just gives the perfect amount of product. So yeah, that's the Morphe M508, and I would definitely recommend this. The next one is the Morphe S20, and this is kind of a pointed crease brush, and I love this. This is like the perfect denseness for getting in kind of a darker crease color. So if you're going in and you're really trying to focus on that crease area, this is a perfect brush. And then I have 3 face brushes that I'm going to be talking about that have pretty much been my entire like face routine. So the first one is and sorry, they're dirty, but I use them and I just use them to put on my makeup today. So that's why they're dirty. So this is the Morphe M439, and this is just a short, stubby foundation brush, and I just love it. Like, it picks up the perfect amount of product. The product doesn't fall too deep into the hair, so it doesn't take you forever to clean, but it's just perfect at just buffing out your foundation and blending everything in and really giving you a flawless foundation and just an airbrushed look. So I love this foundation brush. If you are looking for a foundation brush and don't want to spend like MAC brush level or like Sigma brush level, this is definitely such an amazing brush for the cost. Love this. The next I'm going to be talking about is the Morphe G1, and this is basically a smaller version of the Morphe M439. And this I have been loving for blending out my under eye concealer and basically any concealer really. So it just, again, it picks up the perfect amount of product so that you can blend things out, but it doesn't take everything off of your face, and it just does a really nice job of blending everything. So yes, I've been loving this brush for blending out my under eye concealer. And the next is the Morphe MS22, and this is just a large fluffy powder brush, and I've just really been loving this for setting my foundation. I just use either a setting powder, or I use a matte foundation, or a matte powder compact, and just swirl it in the compact and then set my foundation. Because again, I have combination oily skin, so I have to set my foundation. So yeah, I love this brush. It's so fluffy, it's so soft, and it just does a great job. I love it. Again, really great price. So yeah, that does it for my haul review. There were a couple other products that I got, like just for example, I mentioned the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, but I also mentioned in all of my other videos how much I love it. So I didn't think it was necessary for me to go through and review some of those products. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure and, you know, touch back. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I followed up with you guys and I let you know what I thought of all of the products that I got, so you know whether or not you should run out to the store and pick one up for yourself, or whether or not you should skip on them. So I will say that for the majority of the products that I got in the haul, I really liked them. I was really pleasantly surprised with them, with exception to that Milani quad. Everything else I really liked. Not everything worked the way that I was expecting it to, but for the most part I really liked it and I was happy with my purchases. So yeah, I hope this helps. I hope you guys like this. I haven't done one of these before, and I haven't really seen these videos done before where people go back and review their stuff in the haul, unless they're doing like a favorites or something like that. So definitely let me know what you think about this video and whether or not you would like me to keep doing them when I'm doing my hauls. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!